Okay, let's recap a bit, shall we?
Infestation confirmed. Positive identification of 115 on site. As expected, my memory's slipping. Unable to determine current jump count to this location. 2 at least, maybe more.
If we fall, you will all fall with us.
I used to make my wife laugh. It was her favorite thing about me. I should try to laugh more.
I have had better days, better lifetimes even. But what matter now? To what end?
This is not fate, Takio. This is Richtofen, playing games with reality and our lives.
Listen, Tak. I know where you're at. Doing what you had to do. What we had to do. It messes you up.
When I died, I felt nothing. When Dempsey died, I felt something. When Takeo died, I knew I had to try to save them.
Portal over here, kill yourself and take his soul. Portal over there, watch your buddy do the same thing. Portal again to pick up some special blood to do fuck knows what, and all hell breaks loose.
The road is long and dark, but I know where we are going. We will complete our mission.
Cheers, guys. Here's to us all getting out alive.
Was that Call of Duty Zombies? Is that what you think of when this game mode is brought up? Do you think of all the maps filled to the brim with personality? Maybe it's the specific weaponry that defined the decade of that game. Or how about the insanely overcomplicated Easter eggs with a massive spectacle boss fight at the end? Or is it the lore about 4 stereotypical soldiers fighting side by side to end the apocalyptic multiverse caused by an ancient war between keepers and apothecans? And the only way to end the collapse of all universes was for our main heroes to off themselves. Or, hear me out, maybe it's running the same 5 contracts over and over and over and over again to extract with loot you already had. This is not Call of Duty Zombies, or hashtag not my COD Zombies for short. Well, this is something I've been hearing thrown around the community just a little bit, not just since the gameplay reveal of Liberty Falls, but honestly, since the start of Cold War Zombies. Now that COD Zombies is old enough to legally drive in the United States, I'm sure you are aware that the mode has been around longer than some of the players. And when you have a game that old, you have an insane generational difference in your demographic. At some points, you have to cater to your newer audience, because the original audience is getting older and, they don't have as much time to play these games. But you still have to appeal to that OG audience to get them to keep coming back for the mode that they fell in love with every release. What Black Ops 1 Zombies means to me might be completely different than what it means to you. We tend to have this weird bias that games we grew up on will always be better than what comes out today. And I get that, I do. However, this argument of this isn't COD Zombies is a completely different perspective that I would like to tackle. I think the most appropriate way to go about this is by asking, well, what is Call of Duty Zombies? And what makes one game more deserving of the name over another? So let's take a back seat and get to the center of what COD Zombies truly is. So in order to bring a proper conclusion to this statement or argument, I feel it's necessary to go all the way back to the start with Call of Duty World at War. World at War Zombies was nothing short of a wonderful first shot at a new game mode. But at its heart, it was a simple tower defense-esque game mode with not really anything more to it. And at the time, that was perfect. That was enough. Zombies started off with not much to offer outside of high rounds, and it really wasn't until Shin Onuma that a story started to fully develop. There were a few small Easter eggs here and there, like quotes, sound effects, and music Easter eggs. But the first quest was on Doris, the one we all know about, the fly trap, shooting the thing, and finding some bears. Nothing about World at War was really defined by complexity. Rather, it was simplicity. A mode with humble beginnings and a narrative driven by Nazi scientists looking to the undead as a last-ditch effort to win the war. The entire story was told through radios hidden across the maps and a lot of environmental storytelling, just begging for the community to figure it out. This game was not big by any means, and I wouldn't want it any other way. Black Ops 1 Zombies started off in the same boat as World at War Zombies, in terms of Kino and 5 being relatively more simple maps, but upon the DLC season, we were able to see Zombies take a far more ambitious route. Ascension took what Doris dabbled in and took it to a much bigger scale, leading the rest of the DLC season to innovate far more than we could have ever imagined at the time. From full narrative-driven quests to interactive environments. Where World at War was defined by its simplicity, Black Ops 1 was defined by its ambition and drive to bring zombies to the front line of what the Call of Duty brand is. Maps like Moon and Call of the Dead showed Activision what Zombies was truly capable of when it took risks. Spending money on big celebrity casts to develop a quest that resulted in blowing up the planet Earth, Zombies has come a long way in just one more additional installment in the franchise, and showed that this game mode was far more than just a tower defense horde mode. Black Ops 1 is just, it's so special. It truly is something. Black Ops 2 Zombies was set after the events of the storyline told in Black Ops 1, with Richthofen in control of the zombies and the Earth being in complete shambles. It was time to see how Black Ops 2 Zombies would leave its mark on the series, and unfortunately, it really wasn't all that great. After such an amazing run in Black Ops 1 Zombies, it only makes sense for Black Ops 2 to fall flat in a few aspects. Transit was a miss. It was a complete dud. The gameplay was way too ambitious for its time and ended up hurting itself with the technological limitations of the early 2010s. But Black Ops 2 continued the evolution of quests, now having 2 main quests for all the Victus maps, and a change to gameplay that would soon become the standard. Black Ops 2 Zombies introduced buildables, which gave reasons to explore the environment far more than you normally would. It introduced more experimental perks like Tombstone, Electric Cherry, and the fan favorite Who's Who, as well as some of the most unique wonder weapons we've seen yet. Black Ops 2 was the beginning of a new era for zombies and the end of an old era. Jimmy Zielinski was replaced as the head of director of zombies at Treyarch by a dude we've all come to know as Jason Blundell. While Jimmy's maps were continuously underperforming, Jason was reviving the mode by releasing the absolute juggernauts of maps known as Mob of the Dead and Origins. Mob of the Dead being the first zombies map to feel like a AAA studio was behind making it. It was more than just a silly zombies map. Mob of the Dead was an experience. It was designed to make the player feel emotion while exploring and unraveling the heartbreaking narrative. The same gameplay philosophy was also carried over to Origins, returning zombies to its roots in story, characters, and its exaggeration in world building and environment, and it also acted as a perfect soft reboot to the series after the story was beginning to fizzle out and buried. Ultimately, what defines Black Ops 2 Zombies can be boiled down to its exploration and experimentation. For all of its failures and for all of its successes, it's all owed to how much Treyarch was willing to explore the game mode and see how it could grow from its past. Black Ops 3 Zombies is an interesting one. It's a game of scope and magnitude, a spectacle of what zombies can be, and a revision to what it was. Black Ops 3 took what every zombies game before it did right and innovated on each of those mechanics, from weapon loadouts for wall buys and box weapons to a far more narrative-driven experience that coherently told a story from start to finish, with so much more in between. Black Ops 3 delivered on fluid movement and a new innovative idea known as gobblegums. These completely changed the way that zombies was played. Gobblegums acted almost as consumable perks that could give a reward or bonus to the player or act as a temporary buff when activated. We also have some of the most in-depth maps we have ever seen, with almost every map filled to the brim with Easter eggs, lore, side quests, environmental storytelling. Everything was so ambitious in these maps, except for the giant. Anyways, the season of Black Ops 3 was something you just had to be around to experience. Nothing I say or do will recapture what it was like to be a zombies fan during that time. However, this game showed Treyarch at their absolute best, and when you hit the peak, the only way left to go is down. Black Ops 3 was defined by its innovation, its ability to take what we love and show us that we can love it even more. That zombies was far from a third game mode. Like I said, the only way left to go after reaching the peak is to go back to the bottom, and that's exactly what Black Ops 4 Zombies did. Black Ops 4 tried too difficult to ride the success of Black Ops 3. This is the first step back that Zombies took ever, as it improved on almost nothing that Black Ops 3 did, and instead overcomplicated mechanics and overcompensated to present itself as a successor. Black Ops 4 can stand on its own two legs, for sure. It has a new point system, new specialist and perk system, the elixir mechanic, daily challenges, and a mastery camo grind. However, not all of those things are an improvement. Of course, my opinion is subjective here, so take this how you will. But Black Ops 4 Zombies tried to provide solutions for problems that did not exist in the eyes of the players. Instead, Treyarch made their own problems and had to spend a year of dev time trying to fix them. Black Ops 4 was also juggling two stories, the Chaos story and the epic conclusion of the Ether story. The issue was that the Chaos story took a bit too long to get interesting, and the Ether maps were just reimagined existing maps. So not only did the story fall flat in Chaos, but the gameplay fell flat in Ether, causing both of the strongest pillars in Zombies to completely crumble. Nowadays, I'm able to go back and appreciate Black Ops 4 for what it is, rather than criticize it for what it is not. Treyarch had a potential to hit a home run here, but they missed the target by a country mile. We do have some great maps here with the best art direction we've ever seen, but for every ancient evil, we have an Alpha Omega. Black Ops 4 is defined by so many things for me, but most importantly, it's defined by its spirit. The spirit of Black Ops 4 was so strong and meant to be far bigger than it ended up being. There was so much potential, yet so much of it lost. But knowing what we could have had will always bring a joy to me and allow me to accept what we do have because of it. But Blood of the Dead is still an inexcusable butchering of Mob of the Dead, and it's awful. Anyways. Love it or hate it, Cold War was a fresh take on Zombies, shifting almost everything we've known about the game mode previously and flipping it on its head. There's looting systems, unique currencies, out-of-game upgrades to expand the strength of your arsenal, reinvented perk designs, alternate ammo type systems, point systems, armor, and a completely new story. Quite literally everything was flipped around and spanked into creating a completely new Zombies experience, which honestly, I love that about this game. I know there's two types of people in this world, Cold War haters and Cold War lovers. And I'm a Cold War lover, alright? I ate this game up, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't have flaws. For all of the great things this game does right, there are plenty of minor things it does wrong. Loadouts took away from the natural progression of the map, but there are weapon tiers to kind of counter that argument. We are completely stripped of primary and playable casts, so we only have really NPC dialogue to explain the story. Every map is just another abandoned facility as well. It lacks a lot of personality. There is so much to be desired out of Cold War's maps and Easter eggs, but I think the replayability and gameplay is enough to save the game. Cold War is so far from perfect, but it breathed fresh life into a series that felt like it was kind of running out of runway. Though not the strongest start, it's far better than I ever could have expected for a kind of reboot of Zombies. Cold War to me is defined by its structure. The way the game plays fundamentally different than any other Zombies mode in Call of Duty. It starts something new and runs with it. I respect that a lot. So, just to touch on these games a little bit, Vanguard and Modern Warfare Zombies both have different approaches to zombies compared to everything else. Though massively disliked by the majority of fans, Vanguard and Modern Warfare attempted to shake up the zombies formula by throwing them face first into objectives and contracts, which would progress the match. What these games tried didn't really work for me, nor did they work for most, but they did work for a lot of people out there. Modern Warfare Zombies expanded the zombies mode to a much bigger audience, allowing for 24 people to be on the map at once, which caused the world to feel much more alive, to be fair. However, these games have a ton of flaws and are defined by their own aspects, which I actually want you to do in the comments. I would love to hear not only what each game Zombies is defined by, in your opinion, for all of the Black Ops entries, but also tell me a little bit about how you feel, maybe not Vanguard, we could skip past that, but Modern Warfare Zombies. Modern Warfare Zombies is an interesting one because because there's a lot of potential there if they were to kind of come back with a bit of a different approach, especially private games. Please give me fucking private games in my Modern Warfare Zombies and all of my zombies. It's mandatory. Thank you. But leave the comments below. Let me know what you think about all these, but we're not done yet. And actually, I kind of want to ask, where does that bring us? Well, actually, it brings us right into Black Ops 6, which at the time of writing this comes out in just 2 weeks. I have so much hope for this game, and I have no idea what will define this game. But the main point I wanted to hammer home in this video is that every game is defined by a different thing. You might not even agree with me on what defines each zombies mode, and that's perfectly fine. The point isn't for you to agree. The point is for you to see that each zombies mode is different, and COD Zombies is not defined at all by just one definition. What the zombies mode is to someone who only ever played Black Ops 1, it's a completely different thing to what zombies is defined as to someone who loved Black Ops 3. So this argument I've seen of Black Ops 6 zombies is not zombies. It's just wrong. It might not be zombies to your definition, but it was never going to be. Each game tries to be different. They don't try to recreate the past, except for a little bit of Black Ops 4. At the end of the day, what I'm saying is that we need to go into this game open-minded instead of just having a brain-rotted Twitter hive mind and hating the game mode entirely before it even comes out. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. Black Ops 6 is right around the corner with promising improvements to supposedly the HUD and Liberty Falls and all of the complaints that the community have brought forward. And I really couldn't be more ready. So back to the final question, what is COD Zombies? I told you what each of the iterations mean to me, how I would define them. It's now your turn to tell me what they mean to you. I appreciate everyone watching. It means a lot. I don't have much of an outro for this one, but I'll see you guys again soon with plenty of streams for Black Ops 6 Zombies. Subscribe if you want to show up, join some open lobbies for Search and Destroy nights, for Zombies nights, all that cool stuff. Good time. You should subscribe and turn on notifications and all that good shit. Anyways, until next time, piss off everybody.